Exciting news, reefers! ReefBeat is now a true ecosystem thanks to the new quick actions. Instead of the previous 3, there are now 7 customizable quick action buttons, and you can give each one its own name and icon. In addition, all your devices are connected to each quick action button from a single page, so it's much easier to set up. You can customize 3 separate feed modes, with different settings for feeding fish, corals, or different types of foods. The 3 feed modes can be manually operated from the homepage with 2 clicks, or they can be connected to your ReefDose. One of the feed buttons can also be scheduled to run automatically several times a day, enabling you to coordinate ReefBeat devices with external fish feeders. Each feed mode allows you to select which devices to shut down or keep running at a specific preset intensity and set when each device starts or stops its feed period. Additionally, you can review and edit all your feed settings on a convenient time chart. You can also create 3 separate maintenance modes, enabling you to simultaneously switch off all your selected devices from the home page with 2 clicks. And when you're done, another click will switch them back on. You can also set a return delay for devices like skimmers and wave pumps, restarting them only after water levels have returned to normal. This is super useful for water changes, coral rearrangement, photography, replacing chemical filtration media, hardware cleaning, and more. The 7th and final button is Emergency Mode, which hopefully will remain unemployed. It immediately turns off all your selected devices from the homepage with 2 clicks. Another click will restart all your devices, and any return delays you've set in maintenance mode will be implemented automatically, so you don't have to set them up more than once. We will now demonstrate how easy it is to customize a scenario. For example, feeding your fish. First, click on the 3-dot menu. Select Edit Quick Actions. Click Create Your Own. Select Feed Mode. Choose your preferred feed icon. Choose a name, for example, here Fishy Fishy, and click Done. Now you can configure your devices. Select your new feed mode and click Connect Devices. Okay, so the first thing you might want to do is stop the circulation so the fish food doesn't wind up in the sump. But you don't want it stopped for too long. Let's say you decide 20 minutes is a good compromise. You toggle on the Reef Run return pump and set a duration of 20 minutes. However, suppose your fish don't always finish their food and it winds up in the sump anyway. You might want your skimmer to kick in a bit later to reduce the chances of overskimming. In this case, you toggle the Reefer DC skimmer and set a duration of 30 minutes, which is the default setting. You also might want to avoid supplementing during the feeding period, because if the supplements accumulate in the sump, they might mix with each other and lose their effectiveness. You decide to turn ReefDose back on only after circulation is back to normal. You toggle ReefDose and once more set a duration of 30 minutes. Next, you might want to maintain a mild flow in the display during the first 5 minutes, which will disperse the fish food more evenly and give the slower guys a better chance at a decent meal. You toggle Reef Wave. You select Feeding Schedule, tap the duration time and set it to 5 minutes, then tap the wave type, select Uniform Wave, and click Save. Finally, you decide to turn off the wave pump for the remainder of your feeding period, allowing the food to settle. Click the plus button, set the second duration time to 15 minutes, and select No Wave, which is the default setting. Now click Add, then click Apply. Now that you're finished, once again, click Apply. And there you have it. Feed mode for feeding your fish is now customized exactly to your liking. Whether you're feeding, maintaining, or responding to emergencies, with ReefBeat's new quick actions, you can now say that it's your aquarium, your rules. Thanks for watching.